Greetings and welcome to the Inner Den. Last night was the full moon, and I feel like I have full moon hair. It's like bed hair, but a different kind.
It's
And
today.
none of us, is it today? Pre full moon hair, then. None of us are sleeping. I certainly am not. So
Brutal.
it'll be very interesting to see what comes up today in our discombobbled state. Does anybody want to start? Everybody's nope. The moon has effed us all up.
I can start.
Come on, other things.
I'm
Great.
not
And
really having
Sean,
any trouble sleeping, with the exception of wanting to sleep longer, and I don't have that option. Yeah, today I'm pretty much overstimulated in general. It's not like anything bad, just like between work and I had a hair appointment and then I ran into town to get groceries because you want to make the most of your gas these days. And then got shocked by the price of gas and then just proceeded to work and then watched the launch to the moon and then went right into an online drumming circle and literally had about 20 minutes before I came here. And so I'm like,
wow.
ooh. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. And I was thinking about it while I was in the drum circle that we were focused on third eye. I'm like, yeah. So I was just thinking about that while I was in the drumming circle and just how that had come through this week. I don't know that I have any phenomenal things right at this moment. That turkey story is probably going to cost me about $500 because it does not snap back together. And now I get to decide if I want to do a YouTube project or bring it in and not have the headache and just
And do a turkey insurance claim.
I won't do it on insurance just because I had that fender bender at the end of last year and it's my from a deductible standpoint doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
claim it. Yeah. Besides, sounds like a lot of work too.
Your hair looks fabulous.
Well, thank you.
Yes, I
I'm
could
so
tell
very
that.
glad that you're hosting the fabulous hair day for us all. Thank you.
Yes, we're relying on you and we're living vicariously through you.
Fabulous.
That's great. Anne Marie, how you doing?
I can actually add to that because I got my hair cut 2 weeks ago, and you might remember the real wings I had here, and there's a gal here that cuts hair it's still a little wingy, but there's a gal here that cuts curly hair, and I froze there, sorry, I think, right? Oh, just for me, great. And so she fixed my hair, and I'm excited about that. I had another 4 hours of sleep last night. I'm exhausted when I go to bed, and my mind turns on. And I have a feeling it's because my meditation discipline has been really lacking. So when I lay down in bed, it's you need to do this. It's reminding me of all the things I would think about while I would meditate to just let it flow through. But it's, I think, Angel, I responded to you about something at midnight, and then I sent an email at 2 in the morning, and then I'm like, I'm thinking of things to do. So I pulled out my book, and I don't operate well that way. So I don't know. I don't have much to share otherwise, but I'm happy I got my hair cut. And I got another author today. I haven't heard from one of the ladies before, but I got another author today, and I had a nice chat with Laura, our publisher, and it's just gonna be what it is, and she's very gracious, and I'm glad. It's just gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It is a process.
Yeah.
Christina, how are you doing?
Today was definitely a bit of a lower energy day. I went into work Monday, not for the whole day. Yesterday morning, I had a doctor's appointment and she agreed to give me some medical time. So I don't have to go back until mid April and like April 13th, 14th. And then, but I have an appointment next Thursday. So we're going to reassess. And if she said if I need more time, then we'll deal with that. Then
I recommend you take it.
I'm gonna try to, and so I was at work, though, after that yesterday trying to tie up some loose ends, hand some things off. I'm not gonna have to deal with some stuff when I get back. That will be great. But today, I woke up this morning and I felt okay, but this morning I didn't really Oh, I haven't done anything all day. I was gonna say I didn't do anything this morning. That just goes for all day. So I think I don't know if it's like just my first day of not having to do something where my body just crashed a bit, but this morning I just meditated, sat in my comfy chair a bit, and then after lunch I was in so much pain I had to lay down, just muscle pain. But yeah, the other word that came up at my doctor's office yesterday through a pain clinic who decided I wasn't eligible for, but I didn't qualify for, was suggesting that I may have fibromyalgia as well. So let's throw that on the mix right now. So today was just a day of just honoring my body where it's at, and tomorrow's another day.
It's very
Well,
courageous.
it's very interesting how we worked up the chakras and now we're coming up into crown, so this third eye crown space where we're always talking about out of body and not being grounded and everything. We think of more of ethereal space. But for me this week, really focusing on third eye crown area has brought more clarity and clarity through grounding. So I'm experiencing this chakra in a new way. I need the spiral path, like a little bit more evolved than how I've worked with this space before. I think it's also tying in with one of the neuropsychologists that I'm watching online a lot about it just what is. Yes, we're great storytellers. We all know that. We worked hard on being great shamanic storytellers. It's not always the reality. So there's been clarity this week, and clarity, we've been talking about how do we want to show up, but when we dive deeper into how do we want to show up, the question I'm asking myself this week after a really traumatizing doctor's appointment a couple of days ago, what left of this mask, what's left here for me to take off? What else am I masking that needs to come off? And by experiencing some of those traumatizing situations, it makes you go, oh, I'm so high functioning. They're missing the PTSD. They're missing because I
Mhm.
have meditation tools doesn't mean I'm not suffering. So I'm in this balance of trying to advocate for myself and show up, because when we're the leaders, it's hard to show up and say, I'm struggling with this. So trying to find the language to describe my experiences, focusing on these higher chakras, it bringing the clarity, and also saying to people who know I'm high functioning, right now I'm not. You teach people how to treat you. And so when you're always high functioning, there are certain expectations put on you. And then when you're struggling and can't function, so many miscommunications, so many things change because they're expecting you to show up as a certain kind of human. And when you physically can't, and also I go nonverbal. And so now when there's no communication, it's destruction, it's tower. And so this week, I've really been researching and educating, going down the rabbit holes of trying to translate my experience. And I'm exhausted. So that's what's been happening for me. This week has brought clarity on how to speak my experience, which is funny. We do this every week. We're talking about our experience, and I have no problem doing it when it's us. Put me in front of a doctor and I shut down and shut up.
Well, because they don't understand. They can't even grasp what you're doing. They don't have the tools to even appreciate where you are, which is why it's so frustrating,
Yeah, they dismiss. And I can relate so much with what you've said, and not just in
right?
the medical field. My whole life in school with teachers, it doesn't matter. Again, high functioning and go and say, I need help with this. No, you don't. You're fine.
You're
Go
fine.
away.
You're fine. Yeah, you're
So
fine.
you learn to present as fine.
I think there's also an expectation that you can, something you could talk to us about here for an hour to actually make
Mhm.
sure that we hear what you're saying. There are actually, you've got 5, 10 minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Come on, give
Exactly.
it to me. Like, yeah. And then trying to
And you have to
condense
put on
that.
a hat of a different language so that they understand,
That's it. You're
right?
also having to translate because they don't know our language.
Yeah,
And
'cause we
and
know
it's
our
not their
language.
fault. It's not their fault. Most of society cannot speak our language. Not It's not just the doctors.
Yeah,
It's people who have not done the work don't it is like it is a different language.
yeah, true. Mm.
So, as bridges, which is what we are, as we share our experience, it is bridging. That's what's been coming up. How do we translate our experiences for the next generation? And what's fascinating is the rabbit holes that I've been going down with neurodivergence and how other people's brains work. There actually is language out there. I've taught myself so much this week about CPTSD, autism, and just the way some neurodivergent people show up. And I'm like, oh, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. Somebody's already started labeling certain things, different ways of showing up in the world. There's already labels out there. While we've all been diving into our little underground circles of healing, I'm learning that on the outside of that, in the world we live in, over the last 20 years, people have actually developed language around this. I don't know how mainstream it is, just like our healing isn't mainstream, but I've tapped into a vein that's giving me language and words for some of the experiences that I've had that I've never heard before. So it's been an interesting week on that. And it's the younger kids, it's people in their 30s that are just coming out of school that have this new information. Psychologists that are just coming out of school. So, yeah, I've been on a deep research dive this week trying to figure out how to translate because I got appointments coming up for assessments and I need language. So, that's what I've been doing.
Are they trying to give you some other out, call it something different, or they're just basically, no, you don't have it?
We haven't even got to that point yet,
Got it.
but I am in a space of no capacity and I don't have the patience for them to dig into my shit for 6 months. So I want to show up with a piece of paper saying, here's my detailed list of traumas. Here's what I think it is. Here you go. Here's a road map. Because right now they're just going poke, poke. And all it's doing is re traumatizing me and it's not getting us any further. And I'm learning that nonverbal state is PTSD fawn or autism.
Because you haven't vocalized that you're being re traumatized. You've just gone into nonverbal mode. Got it.
And it's happened twice. And it took me a week to recover after each episode. Each time I went in, it's happened twice now, 3 times now. And so after this last one that just happened during our week while we were dreaming, I said to them, I'm not coming again without a support person or a service dogs.
So I'm her service dog.
Anne Marie's my emotional support person, and that's happening tomorrow.
But I don't know if it's worth going back to them and just even dropping a line to the thing. Some of these doctors get Google reviews too.
Oh, yeah, I'm not the person they want to be mean to. We know this. It is fully documented, and I will be reading it to her tomorrow and saying, you will not treat me like this ever again.
Oh, it's one of these
And it's
people is the
not a
same
doctor.
person. Okay,
Yeah, it's the same person.
got it.
But doctors believe that your no doesn't matter either. So when you have another person of authority overriding your no and making you do things and you're saying no through tears, that's not okay, even in a doctor's office. So apparently that's where my next battle is going, learning how to advocate for myself without allowing them to re-traumatize me. So that's been a fun game. And that's why I've been doing so much research because I'm like, what as a human are my rights as I fight for my life? What are my rights?
And sadly, the system isn't in your favor anyways. If they can not give you a claim for life, then they've succeeded in their mission.
Right.
So yeah, you have to be like a lot of people wouldn't have made it this far. So I'm proud of you. I can't imagine having to go through that. I had a situation similar to Christina where I went on leave at a job. I was shocked how horrible I was treated. And I went on long-term disability. I think I was telling you, Angel, and they wanted me on medication.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Effexor. And
Mm.
it was equivalent to me smoking a joint. My friends were like, "What is wrong with you?" I said, "I'm supposed to take this medicine." "Don't, because there's something wrong with it. It's not working with you. You can get other medicines." So I didn't want to take any of them. So in order to be on long-term disability, I took the medicine, but I didn't take it. But I thought, this is bullshit. What kind of
Yeah,
system
she said the
tells you
same
you
thing to me. She's like, "You don't get this unless you've tried everything first, including drugs.
yeah.
You wanna drug me. Excellent."
And so that's what I said to you, take it, don't take it. Take it, but don't take it. Because that's our side of playing the game. It's not in your best interest. Or maybe it is. I'm not saying in my case, it definitely wasn't, but,
No, I've tried SSIs 20, 30 years ago, and it made things worse, not better.
yeah. And
That
then
would
you
be
have
doc
this process of getting off of it.
which is even worse.
Yeah,
And I've held partners that had to go through the withdrawals of that too. It's terrible.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, learning a new system and trying to figure it out and trying to figure out how to go in there without a mask on. We talk about masking. I've been working with the mask theology for the last 10 years, and it's definitely not a one and done thing. Yes, you learn about it, but it takes a long time to understand where you are actually masking and what is authenticity for you. But what I'm learning is when that terror feeling comes, the mask comes whether I want it to or not.
Yeah.
Like, you can be aware of the mask
The mask protects you too,
and sometimes controls.
sometimes.
When you are in a state that bad, your body will take over and protect you, and some of our
Mhm.
masks aren't pretty,
It's true.
Right.
but it's
Can
a form of protection.
so I know that there's a definite need here to be authentic, right? So there's a desire to not have to mask. If you reframe it as controlled folly, so you're going in with the mask of say your list, you're gonna do the things and play the part of the person that need to fit the
Yeah.
bill to do the thing to get the stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and most of the time, that's what I do. That's our level of awareness, and I've actually learned that level of awareness is called metacognition in the psychology world. So I've learned that's the parallel is, basically shamanic practice and what we do is called metacognition in their world.
Kinda like playing
So
the game.
so that's what I'm trying to
Mhm.
figure out. How do we match our words and our mastery of language and translate it into doctor psychology words to describe what we're doing? Because yeah, there's parallels there for sure.
I think with a doctor, though, the more scientific you can keep it, the or on the logical side, the better. So any kind of equivalency you can draw to energy, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, not to go down the like EMF hat, tinfoil hat way, but just that they're out there and they know that because there's hazard warnings on their equipment that say don't come over here with a pacemaker. Yeah.
Yeah, they understand.
So
They have to, at some degree, understand energy. They have to.
yeah, yeah.
So
Um,
but then it's like going to court. You're guilty unless proven otherwise. So she literally said to me, I don't care what you say. I need the documentation. And there's certain boxes that need to be checked. It is such a clunky, glitchy, broken system. And we know why. We know why. We know why. We don't even have to go into the conspiracy theories. Like we know why this is happening.
yeah.
But for people like us who need the support, it's brutal.
So is this a general practitioner hurdle you have to get through to get to a psychologist? Oh wow. You can't just make an appointment because of the healthcare system up there. Okay.
So that's happened, but it's taken me 4 months of screaming and pure bone deep exhaustion.
Yeah.
And so 2 assessments next in 2 weeks in the middle of April. But I still don't have the psychiatrist appointment. To get all of the things labeled, you have to follow the thing, and
They only have
um,
one list of things to do, and they
takes
don't deviate
forever.
from that. It's ridiculous, but yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is, and I'm learning a lot. Clarity is here, and we'll see what happens. It's a journey, but it's also
Mhm.
another place showing up where I have to learn how to advocate for myself for people with uniforms on. This is part of my trauma. So it doesn't surprise me that I'm being forced back into that space to advocate for myself because I couldn't before. So here we are again. And now Anne Marie's going to come with me. We'll
Yay.
see how that goes tomorrow.
And I'll bark and bite. No, I
Exactly.
won't, but
I know better. You got to bring the pit bulls. You don't bring.
The soft emotional support dogs? No.
That's right. That's why
no.
they'll stay in the car and Anne Marie will come with me inside. I'm bringing both. The
Fully
trifecta.
armed. And that's why I'm writing my book.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not to eat better, it's to live better, to make better choices so you can avoid there's no way you could have avoided this, Angela, but if we have tools, then we wouldn't have gone this way. I don't know how to explain that, but it's
Yeah.
just not working. It doesn't work.
Yeah. And
Basically,
I think too, and I really think it's important to talk about overriding. We have been very diligent in our healing. We've been very diligent in our tools and building up that routine. But at some point, if the routine isn't working, if the tools aren't working, then you do have to look elsewhere. It's was it Einstein that said we keep doing the same thing expecting different results and nothing's changing?
mhm,
That's literally the definition of insanity. But when we've
mhm.
put our belief into our tools so deeply that when they also don't work for you, then you're like questioning life because the
Yeah,
holistic tools were supposed to fix it.
yeah.
And if now the holistic tools are not fixing it either, that the spin is, am I really truly that broken? Or now I have to go back into the other Western system.
Yeah.
I feel like this time on earth right now is inverted, and everything that we've been practicing for the last 10 years is not helping. And I shouldn't say consistently not helping because it clearly is. But for me, it's not helping in the way I need it to help. I still can't. My nervous system is still
Mhm.
in acute stages after a year and a half.
I mean, you've done some pretty good breath work sessions too.
weekly. That's what I mean. I'm like, I don't understand what's happening.
But so your breathwork sessions have been self-guided.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't had anything facilitated in a long time.
Yeah. Is that by
Except
design? I'm sure as high functioning person. So I would,
well,
I guess
nobody
maybe
area.
that would be one thing I would suggest is getting one. Can't Anne Marie work on you?
Yes.
If you let her? I don't know. Yeah, it might just be something to consider about why you haven't, right? If you've only been, why you haven't thought someone either higher above or equal to that can give you a different energetic perspective on you. But again, there's the whole letting in someone else.
Yeah, that my therapist actually said that. You're resisting even the people around you.
And then
But
it's
that's
part of
PTSD. Like
yeah.
that's part of the symptomology. So
That's
it's
the hyper independence, you mean? Yeah. I feel that a lot, hyper independence. But don't worry about it. I can do it. I got it. I'll just get that done on top of everything else. I can do it.
Christina almost died because of it, right?
What's that?
Christina almost died because of hyperindependence
Right?
last week.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say I can't relate at all, but
That's a freaking lie.
She's like, I was in the hospital last week because of this issue. I hear you. And that's also part of why my nervous system is racked this week. I'm recovering
Mhm.
from her. It affects everybody.
Yeah.
When it hits that close to your circle, it's a thing.
Mhm. And then it doesn't help either because when you see somebody so close to you who is so dysregulated, you can't do anything, it impacts you as well. And then you're also seeing the impact that your decisions have had on other people, which makes it worse too. So I feel like it's just like a snowball effect right now.
Yeah.
But I believe that the snowball comes because there's lessons with it. Like I said, the clarity that has come this week because of the situation we're in right now, that it almost like that had to break. You had to break for the clarity to come. And then it ricocheted off me and broke me, and my clarity came. It's this ricochet of shattered mirrors that happens.
Why do we got to be so stubborn?
Isn't that a great question?
Ah,
Isn't that a great
and
question?
that
And
grammar was
why?
not
So
correct on purpose.
yeah. I think one of the questions you asked at the start was how do we be the bridge between these two places, right? Or what are we gonna leave behind for the younger generation? And I think again also the whether it's just where we are astrologically, either way, just being asked to step more fully into living what we've been spiritually learning about for the last 9 years while all those outer planets have been in Pisces and stuff. And so now that's asking us to really step forward and live that. And what does that look like? When what came to me when you asked the bridge question was really we over here, like with all these spiritual practices and what we do, it's like our comfort zone, right? And so to realize how far out of their comfort zone that stuff is. And even when you're talking to a doctor at the thing, right? You're
Yeah.
like, what the hell is she even talking about? Even the concept of journaling daily is so far out of reach for some people that just that basic concept is
Well,
so
and
kind of
that's part of
remembering
the
those
problem.
things. Yeah.
That's the problem because she literally said to me, "We gotta make sure we exhaust all the things. I need to put you in some programs." I'm like, "I fucking teach the programs.
Yeah.
Shall I eat your face now or later?" Like, I'm so part of the shutdown while I'm in those spaces is because I'm so fucking angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you seem to get a new person every time. So you have to rehash all the shit all over again for someone else to not give a shit.
Yeah.
or to say that's not in our protocol because we can't think for ourselves and we
Yeah,
have to go
and
by this.
they don't see the minister. They see the victim. They see first attention. They don't see the mastery because I can't speak the mastery in that moment because I'm shut down. And
Well,
it is maddening.
Well, and they
yeah.
think you're nuts too, right?
They
Don't
do.
forget they think you're nuts.
Absolutely.
Well, they don't have
I'm
the
also scared to
language.
share everything that I do because if I go in there and talk about multidimensional work and that I'm gridding the planet and all these things, and the psychic can, they're going to lock me up. And the first time I went in there, I said that. I said, I'm going to tell you what I do for a living, and you're going to want to put me in a home. I said that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they can't think outside of their medical box, but
that's right.
we're
Exactly.
expected to think outside of our spiritual box. So until those 2 can communicate, the system's broken.
But
So
the only
remind me
way
again of when up there you can't just decide I'm gonna pay out of pocket and find someone that is useful. The way I mean, again, all money aside, if you had the money, could you do that? No.
We
Yeah,
don't. We don't have.
we do
We
in
do.
Alberta. Yeah, it's going more and more private here, which is part of the reason that the universal healthcare we have is failing.
Oh, because some doctors are strong. Like you can hire private, plastic surgeons and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, no,
And
that
you
was
No,
orthopedics and
we
that, and
have
I guess
yeah,
you can pay for psychologists.
you can pay for
Yes, you
medical
can,
doctors too, but it's like
but it's like
$5,000 a year up front
yeah,
yeah,
and
it's
to do the
unreasonable.
applications to get this assessment that I'm doing, it's 5 grand,
Yeah.
and that's not the psychiatrist, that's just work assessment. Yeah, it is a broken system, and I am deep inside it right now, and it's terrifying and maddening, and we talk all the time about that we're in the 10th percentile, sometimes even the second percentile of humans that have this level of awareness. And so when you go into a system like that and they just assume you're just like every other human walking around on this planet, you're not seen. They don't believe you, they don't understand you, and you're crazy. And or you're lying and you have to prove you're not lying. But don't take in your books. Don't take in the stuff that you've done because then you'll be shown that you're high functioning and can. I'm just like, it's a very interesting position to be in, and I don't know how to navigate it.
Yeah.
So we're learning new things, and what it's doing for me shamanically is it's making me dig. It's making me find new language. It's making me ask myself, is this mask? Is this real? Is this authenticity? What is this? But that in itself is exhausting. And I don't think you're supposed to be doing it 24/7. The naps are real right now, and the sleep is not at night very good because of my experiences with these doctors. And when the system is causing more trauma than help, is it worth it? So these are all the questions that I've been dabbling with this week and trying to decipher. Like we've been taught what drains your energy, what's not. Go towards joy. But in this kind of situation, don't really, I'm in the mud of it right now.
Yeah.
And it's okay sometimes to show up disheveled.
that's real and authentic and
Yeah.
valuable to someone else that is thinking, "I gotta get my shit together," when they don't.
Or they can't
Or they
because
can't.
we talk about free will and we talk about building our practices and the regulation and the consistency and all this stuff. And sometimes things get dropped. And then you have to bring the compassion in, especially as a high achiever, especially because how many of us then say, man, I used to be able to do this really well and now I can't. What's wrong with me? I'm broken. and then you do the spiral. And we've all been trained positive self-talk, but that doesn't mean we are good at it 100% of the time.
And it doesn't mean the self-talk gets you over that hump. It doesn't mean the self-talk makes you able to do the thing.
Exactly.
True.
Right.
But
It's a step.
and like you said, I think talking about it, that even people like us who do this for a living, who show up and share, it's next level authenticity. It's also terrifying. And sometimes I don't want to do it and I still make myself show up because that's the commitment I've made. Today was hard. Getting on the call today was hard,
Mhm. Yeah.
but I still did it. And that's my commitment, is to share my experience for that exact reason. It could change one person's life to know, oh, they're high achievers and they still struggle. Absolutely. And sometimes more than even I want to admit to myself, much less come on camera and say, oh, hey, I struggle. There's sometimes I can't even admit to myself how bad it is. And clearly, Christina can relate with that as well. So, how do we move past that? Because that is the norm, that is the survival, that is the subconscious playing out, because it's not Christina meant to do that on purpose. And so, where is the unlock? Where's the code to unlock that piece where we don't have to go to life threatening spaces for the initiations?
I think one of the things is we have to ask ourselves what we're getting out of the not asking for help, the overachieving, the is our ego getting a boost? Are we is it and it could be any one of our inner voices, right? That's got the mic with the situation. Maybe it's that and I think I can for me definitely like finding that I'm my worth in how much I can achieve or how much I do for others. Even though that's not if you look at my human design thing, that's not really how I'm going to get love and cherishment from others. And what is it doing for us to do that? What are we getting out of it?
Yeah, that is a great question to lick and chew on for sure.
I want to offer something else too. How about, and I'm not saying this will be easy, but how about we just allow it to flow? You and I had a really flowy weekend. How about we just allow it to flow and stop judging what it is, that it's good or bad? It just is what it is. It's clearly not working, but it is what it is. And I don't have an answer, but how about we just flow through and make it easy?
Well,
That,
yeah,
that
and
sounds really,
that's what
it
yeah,
just
that's what I've been
manifests
doing.
$1 million or whatever. It just sounds really easy, but then how about we just let it be
Yeah,
and let it be exactly what's supposed to happen?
yeah. Yes, and that is the theory. But for when you keep getting doors closed, and
Oh,
entrepreneurs talk about
100%.
this all the time. You got to talk to 100 people to get 25 to say yes. What happens after you've talked to thousands?
Yeah.
Then what?
You change the conversation.
And I can remember one of our podcasts, I don't remember which one it was, but Michonne, you were saying that sometimes it's okay to just let that go and move on to something else if it's not happening. But overachievers hang on and say, it's gonna happen.
I committed to doing this. I gotta
I
do it. Damn
did.
it.
It's
See it
Well,
through to
happening.
the end.
I think because when it doesn't happen, we take that as a personal failure.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So the longer you hang on, you don't have to deal with the failure piece.
And if you're like, I think I remember what we were talking about, and it was what have you failed at in life and not gone back to try and do? And I don't know that my list is as long as it should be. Right. Just because you might not think the thing is for you doesn't mean you can't try it. And that doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. Yeah.
That's an interesting point. I like that very much. It's wow, that really takes some vulnerability to look at that and go, "Ooh, I missed a few things."
Yeah, because if you're only focused on one thing, how many other things are going by you
I
that might
think
be for you, but you can't see them because your focus is over here
Or you're
in a
afraid to
place that's
fail
not
at
supposed
that
to be.
thing.
yeah.
I can remember my own kids when they were little saying, "You need to try every sport." Just because I coach gymnastics doesn't mean that every other sport in the world is not out there for you to experience. And even though gymnastics is the basis of all sports, I still want you to go try the other sports. Yeah. So at what point do you change the game? Either to a completely different sport or just change how you're showing up to the game that you're already in. So it's been interesting. It's been interesting asking those deeper questions. Not those are ones that change your life. They're not surface questions. And again, most humans are not used to asking themselves and really sitting with those kind of questions because they do change lives. And a lot of people are too comfortable to change. We know that. We know humans are emotional hoarders, and it sometimes takes devastation and destruction for them to shift. We're learning ahead of time to try to do it before the destruction, and sometimes we still fail at that.
Right.
And why is it so bad to fail? Christina just said, then we failed. So,
There is a fear of failure.
because we've been
Ooh,
programmed that there's punishment that comes after that.
right. And that we get love when we succeed. And again, that is part of the domestication and how we teach children right from wrong and things like that. And we still need that foundational framework to, right, to some extent.
Well, and failure still bring, like in my programming,
Yeah.
failure still brought punishment. I can remember my dad saying, "Tell me the truth and you will be punished less." That's what I grew up with. You're going to be punished, but you'll be punished less if you tell me the truth.
Yeah, if you had done something wrong.
But with those people who grew up with parents that were physically punishing you, it didn't matter if it was little or big. Your brain always goes to, "Oh, it's going to take me a long time to recover from this,"
And hurt like hell.
and hurt like hell. And so now you get high performing adults that are terrified of failure because it means physical and emotional harm.
Yeah, I can't. I'm just a. I don't know that I had physical harm for failure. No, you know, I'm not gonna say I didn't take a swat on the ass with a wooden spoon, but it's there was reasons for that too, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah,
I wouldn't have
yeah.
said those were failures. Those were just pushing the boundaries with my smart ass mouth.
And that's the thing. When we're smart and we have a smart ass as well, punishments come, and we just never knew what the severity was going to be. And oh, yes, the wooden spoons were there, the belts were there, and the bruised faces happened.
Oh yeah, no
And
face.
not when you go to school, right? And so that changes the game. It changes the game.
Mm.
So that's where that's why the therapy and all the decades of healing comes in. And I think the older we get and the more we get into a more regulated practice of our healing tools, then also the energy field lets down, and so you're allowed to heal more, and so those things that you were too scared to let process, now they can come out because you're in a safe space, but now you're processing again. Like, it just feels like it's just never ending.
Curiosity
Yeah.
question. Do you all have siblings and where are you in the sibling order?
I'm the oldest.
Middle.
I grew up with 2 younger brothers, and I have an older half brother that I didn't meet until adulthood.
So you
And
basically
we're yeah, basically the oldest and no sisters.
oldest too. I'm just curious about that dynamic in
Birth
relationship to
yeah,
the high
birth order is
functioning.
really fascinating actually when you read about it.
Yeah, that's true too. So yeah, as we are up in this space, I the meditation of the window wipers, like in the third eye, has been very present for me this week as well. And I hadn't thought about that meditation in a long time. And I'm seeing the window wipers a lot this week too, just because. And that's why I love focusing on it, gives your brain somewhere to go. I think it helps the dreaming mind when it's got an anchor for something. And then you re access parts of your brain that you'd forgotten about, or
Mm.
experiences or tools, or new old tools you'd forgotten about. Did you ever as a kid, I literally just got this visual. Did you ever as a kid like just dump your toy box all over the ground just to see what was in there?
No.
And what if you forgot about a really cool toy that was in the bottom, but that never got seen because your toy box was full? Nobody?
And I'm over here going, did I even have a toy box?
I'm
What?
thinking the
No,
same. I
I
don't
don't
think
think
I had
so.
one.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. I had my own tickle trunk. Do you guys remember the tickle trunk? I'm really aging myself now.
Yeah, but that I think that's Canadian,
Oh, maybe.
Mr.
Maybe.
Dress Up. Right?
Mr. Dress Up, yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm gonna try to find a meme or something for
He
you,
has a
Michelle.
treehouse and he had these puppets. Casey and Finnegan was a
Casey
dog,
Finnegan.
and Casey was
Yeah,
a boy puppet.
and he had a tickle trunk, and he would put on
Yeah,
costumes and stuff.
it's
Yeah,
Canadian.
like that doesn't have a lot of innuendo in it, I'm sure.
And he used to use a lot of Scotch tape when he did crafts, I remember
He
that.
did use a lot of Scotch tape. He did. Yeah.
It's Canadian.
Yeah, you had those weird Teletubbies too, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
I didn't understand those, and that was not
One
my
of my
jam.
kids was really into Teletubbies.
No, big comfy couch
Oh,
was a
yeah.
lot in my house. Big comfy couch with the
Yeah,
dust
that
bunnies
was
and
good
the
too.
big couch.
But I had 4 kids over 10 years, so I went through a lot of kids programming.
And my kids are 7 years apart, so I also went through a lot of
Yeah.
children's programming. But it's great inner child work. That if I need to calm my inner child down, there's a couple of movies and that kind of stuff. That's what it is knowing your things, knowing your knowing your things that soothe each timeline.
I liked Simon, who he used to draw like a city, and he would jump into his drawings.
Ooh, that's cool.
And that might have been Eastern Canada.
I don't remember that one. Yeah. Yeah. So now that we're up at the top of the chakras, where would you guys like to go next week?
What do you mean? We're not doing Crown? Weren't we on Third Eye? We're doing Crown this going into it, right? Or
Okay,
no?
so we're going into Crown. I couldn't remember if we were on Third Eye or dreaming into Crown. Like, I honestly can't remember.
I think we're doing Crown this week.
Are we doing Crown this week? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, one more week up top.
Yeah.
And do we want to define what that is? Anne Marie, you mind talking about the crown chakra?
That's the ethereal space in your brain, in your heart, in your mind, your soul, when you allow meditation to take over. I think that's when the soul in your crown is present.
Anything to add, Michonne?
Anything to add? Mm, Basically, yeah, tune into your dreams. Tune into your dreams for sure. And in so doing, in so tuning in with your dreams, just see and be open to communication from the other side of the veil.
That would be cool.
Christina, anything to add?
Mm, I don't feel terribly insightful right now. I am still
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
that's all
still
right.
in this, and that's
Yep.
I'm just figuring stuff out today.
This may help you. My suggestion for crown chakra is to pick a guide and call them in and work with them all week.
It's a great idea.
The other thing that's coming through real quick is just to see if you have any, if you feel like your crown is actually tied to one of your other, if you have any cords to one of your other chakras from your crown.
Yeah, with what's going on right now in the world, intentionally going in and dreaming with your crown chakra, just protect yourself. Understand that there is a spiritual war going on right now. And yes, we're doing this work, but we're also doing it with protection. So that's why I, especially when I'm intentionally going to go into that space, any meditation and anything, calling in your guides and care team. And for this week, asking a specific one. So that's that is my suggestion, and I'm very excited to see what
Ooh,
happens in our dreaming week and who
just
shows up for us.
and just to expand on that for Angel from the bridge perspective, if that seems foreign to you, as you're going to sleep and dreaming into this, think of a color surrounding you and keeping you cocooned all night that only good things can come through. And the guide that she's referring to could literally be your grandma who passed on 5 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be a deceased human, or it could be angels, whatever energy wants to come to you. But yes, it can also be a deceased loved one. And that's my Auntie Marilyn is
Yeah.
who I will be working with. You may know your person right away, and you may have to ask for them to show up. So be open, be open to see who shows up for you. So on that note, happy dreaming, crown chakra this week, and we'll see you guys all next week.
Bye.
See you later.